This episode was not good. It was not good. It was not good. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna keep it 100%. But the next episode, which is episode 5, I'm pretty sure Ghost is going to appear. And the reason why I believe that is because, hey everyone, Just Be here, and I'm going to be breaking down Power, Book 4 Force, aka The Tommy Show, Season 2, Episode 4, titled The Devil is in the Details. And let's dive straight into it. The reality is that this episode was not that good. It was bad. And I almost gotta blame, when these things happen, we gotta look at who's responsible for it, right? First off, let me give my reasons for saying it's not that good. Number one, the pacing and the cohesion between different events happening all throughout the episode didn't quite connect. It felt, in terms of stylization and tone, this episode felt out of place from the other 3 episodes that we'd already seen early on this season. You guys know I've been talking about so far saying, man, this is like watching season 7 of the original Power. And for them to like kind of take a step back and we see just whatever this episode was, it didn't make any sense. So I had to look up, okay, who was the writer and who was the director responsible for this episode? And it looks like they got a director who he directed a couple other episodes before in season 1. He hasn't directed for this season as yet. And so we know how season 1 was. And so then they also had probably their main writer who they credited, who's this individual here. And I don't know which one to blame, but it just, you guys can tell me in the comments below. But something was just off about it. Like I said, the pacing, the tone, the style of it, and trying to follow what everyone's feeling and everyone's doing in a way that seems natural, it didn't make any sense. Now, Tommy was this close to getting it in with Mayetta. They started off with a nice little date where he was teaching her to drive earlier in the day, and then they finally got to the park, and they were getting all romantic, and then he had to take the guy out because this guy from Rojas's gang was basically eyeing him and saying, even though you guys forced us into that deal, we ain't really messing with it. So Tommy had to take him out in broad daylight in the public bathroom. So I think that's the first time I probably ever had to see maybe that happen. I could be wrong though. I believe there's 1 or 2 other times they've had to do that on a back alley in the daytime, but in the original Power though. So that was really, really risky for him because most of the time he does his work at night. So him wanting to do that and not wanting to get Mayetta in problems, and him also not wanting to get caught because it's a park public bathroom, was interesting. But later on in the episode when Mayetta comes back to his place and they're getting cozy and you can see they're about to take it to the next level, he had a choice to make. Either I'm gonna go ahead and deal with this now, or deal with the problem with the business. And so ultimately, he chose business. And it looks like she understood. But we'll see how this is going to continue to play out. I mean, is she gonna be a ride or die and continue to be understanding, or is that going to be a problem where Tommy's going to have to choose? Hey, you want me, or you want the streets, you want the game? So I think that's probably going to be one of the things that they're really shaping up for us to really understand between Tommy and Mayetta's relationship. Hold on real quickly. You guys want to see something crazy? Over 99% of you guys that watch my content are not subscribed. So I'm asking real quickly, if you don't mind, just hit the like button and hit subscribe real quickly. I'd love to keep on giving this content to you guys and lets me know that people actually are interested. Feel free to do that, man. Really appreciate it a lot. Would help me out a long way in growing my small channel. Thanks. Now back to the video. And when I saw that they just randomly took Officer Seamus from season 1, who we haven't seen for any other episode this season so far, and just plucked him in, which I thought he, no offense to the actor, he just wasn't, the character didn't really make any sense to the show. It just seemed like a weird fit, and I was glad when they just kind of didn't reference it anymore. But when I saw they just kind of plucked him and kind of put him back into this, I was like, what is going on here? And did you guys catch the reference to how long the recap for this episode was? It was really long. Like, they were trying to stuff so much in there, and I was like, what's going on here? What do you guys think about that? But yeah, them bringing in Officer Seamus, usually they just do that to kind of drive home a plot point. And the plot point was to use him to advance what's going to happen in episode 5 and the rest of the season. By the time the episode ended, he was gone. right? I mean, D-Mac showed up and took out Officer Seamus because he thought that he was a threat to Tommy and Diamond because he was holding a gun on him. And so looks like D-Mac is now following in the path of all of Tommy's nephews and just taking out officers, just like how Tariq took out Officer Ray Ray in book 1. D-Mac's now, ruthless, and he was really looking for a reason to use that blicky or that glicky, whatever you call it, right? He was looking for a reason to use it this episode, and he got it. The third thing that was more interesting in this was the fact that CBI, aka treason, because apparently Jannard's side of things now is called treason, was when he confessed in that moment to saying, you know what, I killed Lil K. It was me. I killed Lil K, I was surprised, like, for him to just come right out and just go ahead and say that. Like, I thought he was gonna cover it up. Like, when I saw him just come up and be like, you know what, man, forget it. I killed him. And then the rest of his crew in treason, they go ahead and they start, attacking each other. And he, at this stage, Jannard looks like he just has the one soldier who's been with him all season that's kind of sticking loyal with him. Now, he's kind of figuring out, like, listen, something's up. Jannard's using product, and also I think he's not as strong as he used to be, and I think he has something to do with Lil K, because he was also questioning him as well. So this big fight breaks out between them, and I think this was probably the best part of the episode, seeing Jannard get jumped. I mean, he had it coming, man. Like, he runs his mouth, man. He thinks he's so tough. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they decided like to split off from him and go their separate ways. And so now Jannard is down more soldiers. So that's another thing that I think was very important to recap here from this episode. Jannard is also not going to realize that he's being played by Shanti. That's the whole line where Shanti was like, oh, I got you, King. Don't worry, you're right. From she was like, you right, King? I was like, it's a wrap. He about to get played by it. So she's going to make sure that her money is protected. She's like, yeah, you off the rails and you using the stuff too. So I can't really trust you. So she gave him that line, and I was like, yeah, okay. That's finished. So look for that relationship to fizzle out. On the Flynn side of things, it's really hard to figure out what Vic and Claudia's true stance is. Here's my thing. Claudia's cutting a side deal with the Serbs to try to make it seem as if what they know about the entire Chicago landscape right now as it relates to the game is not true. She's also trying to double cross Vic and Walter and telling them something else is going on and try to doing her own thing. But the problem is, it seems everyone right now within that family has so much different conflicting desires. And so the web of trying to keep track of who's really telling the truth and who's really working with who and the Flynn family is getting too tangled. And that's why I think, to make it really, really clear, I do think someone's going to die. Now, I made a prediction in my last episode that I think Walter is going to be on his way out this season. But here's the problem. Walter is a main character. And you can't say, I've never seen Power really do this, but you can't say in one episode, we got to take him out. And then in the promo of the next episode, show them preparing to take him out. Something's going to go horribly wrong. And I believe that it's not going to be Walter. It's going to be probably Paulie that gets taken out. So that's my prediction regarding that. And I think that is going to rearrange the entire dynamic of the Flynn family. Now, I do think that there's still a bullet waiting for Walter, but I don't think it's the next episode. I don't think a lot of people understood what this scene with Tommy in this New York hat was about, right? I think it was funny because we've never seen Tommy in any sort of hat before. But what the writers were really trying to reference, I believe, was the fact that now Tommy is not trusting Diamond as much as he should, because Diamond seems to be doing a lot of talking with this cop. And Tommy is like, look, if you about to be a snitch, I'm going to take you out. So the cap is a reference to him putting back on his New York mentality, where he had to go back to say, look, if you're rocking with me and I see you about to be a snitch, I'm going to take you out. So that was the first purpose for the hat. The second purpose for it was also the fact that now, because there's so much more heat on their crew, aka CBI, he wanted to now make sure that he had some sort of facial cover to duck and hide from CCTV cameras and whatnot, because a lot of their crew got wrapped up and scooped up by law enforcement who connected all of these other guys and soldiers in the organization together. So he was just kind of using the hat for also, for cover. But the New York reference into it was Tommy's got to put back on his New York mentality because he's becoming too Chicago'd. They're trying to give our boy Diamond a new love interest in the form of Leon's mom, Gianna. And, I'm all for it. Apparently, Diamond is the lover boy of the show. I mean, we've seen it all season. He's been getting it in, and we didn't see that in season 1. So clearly, they're trying to make it known that he's the lover boy of the show. And the problem is, I already think Diamond's a little too soft on the game side, and so you also make him a lover boy too. And someone, let's say he ends up dating Gianna, and now he's also training Leon to defend himself and giving him boxing lessons and whatnot. Then now he's going to start to get a little more protective and saying, look, I have my little family going on here. I don't want to put them in danger. And so this is where I think we're probably going to be headed. Diamond's going to be starting to become more of this family man, and he's going to become a little bit more possessive and protective of the bonds he's building outside the game. And then that's going to be a conflict with Tommy, who wants to go all the way to the top. And so we got to think about, listen, Tommy and Diamond, yes, even though they teased it, that where Tommy had to confront him and look, I'll take you out right now, was good. What's going on? Why are you talking to the cop? Yeah, they're teeing that up, but really and truly, that's where they're trying to head this whole thing to with Diamond. And so let's keep watching, because I think that Diamond, by the time we get to the end of the season, is going to have to make some very, very tough decisions about what he wants to do moving forward with the game. The biggest thing I want to get to, guys, is I did a video before season 2 premiered, and I talked about the fact that I believe in episode 5, we're going to see Ghost. Now, I know some of you guys, oh, here we go again. This guy's always talking about Ghost. And like, bro, Ghost is dead. It's like, listen, hear me out for a second, right? I know I got some of you guys about to come for me in the comments. Last year, when they were filming season 2, episode 5, Joseph Sikora posted on Instagram after completing filming that, he said, just finished filming it. All I want to know is Ghost alive or dead? And he posted a picture of him and Omari Hardwick together. Now, people might say, he might have just been shouting them out or whatever. Cool, right? Here's the second clue. In all my time of watching Power, I ain't never see no 10-second promo for the next episode. And then particularly the last time they ever had a promo where there were words on the promo and not just different clips from the next episode was when they were doing the last 5 episodes that were about Who Shot Ghost from the original Power. That was it. Every recap, if you look at every spin-off they have, every show, preview for the next episode always has 30 seconds in length. This one was 10. And then they use these words, are you ready for what's next? And what did they show us in this promo? They show us Vic and Claudia teeing up to take out their father. But think about it for a second. In the history of watching Power, when have we ever seen something like that happen where they preview we're going to take out a main character in the next episode and it actually happens? My belief is that this whole trailer, the reason it was so short is because anything else that they would have tried to show us would give it away. I think that this trailer is actually a red herring, and there's a very significant chance that Ghost will appear in the next episode. Those are the clues that I have. The fact that Joseph mentioned that when he just finished filming this same episode we're about to go into, and then also the fact that this promo was one of the shortest promos in Power history, which certainly means they're trying to throw us off. So I don't know what you guys think about it. That's my perspective. That's my take on what all that's going on. Let me know what you guys think inside the comments. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could wishful thinking. But my prediction, guys, is Ghost is going to appear in the next episode. But we'll leave it to that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, guys. Until next time, peace.